Today's guest is truly inspiring. She's a skilled autism specialist helping families navigate diagnosis, therapy, and support. But what really makes her insight so powerful is that she's also walking this path personally as a mom of an autistic adult. She brings not just professional expertise but deep personal understanding, empathy, and experience. Please join me today in welcoming Dr. Shagun Gaur. Namaste, Shagun. Thank you so much for joining us today on Kaleidoscope.
Namaste. Thank you for having me.
Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Where is your family from?
I am from Mumbai, India, born and raised there. I was born in a very traditional, conservative Indian family, loving parents, elder sister, younger brother. So I've been here for the last 29-30 years now. Finished my schooling, and then I was fortunate enough to earn my bachelor's in homeopathic medical science. So after I did that, the next chapter was getting married. So got married and came here in 96.
So you have been in US for a very long time.
Yes.
29 years you said, right?
29 years almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have been in Charlotte the whole time?
No, I was originally in Texas.
Okay.
Then I went to Wilmington,
Uh-huh.
and then from there we came to Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, Shagun, tell us about your educational background, your professional background. I know you are a doctor from Mumbai, but you don't practice medicine here.
No, I
so
don't.
do tell us about it.
Sure. After I finished medicine, obviously the next step was to continue the practice. So when I came to the States, I gave my exams in order to pursue that. And a couple of years later, Ronak was born, my firstborn son. I have two sons, Ronak, who's 26 now, and Shubi, who's 23. So when Ronak was born, I got busy raising him. And then I started seeing a few changes in him, in his development. And he needed me. And at that time, it was not even a conscious decision that I had to put all my force and energy into taking care of him. And that's how I got involved into his getting the diagnosis for him. And fast forward many years later, I was invited to work for the Autism Society. So now I work for the Autism Society of North Carolina. I've been working there for the last 8 years, and
Wow.
I get to help many families and help them navigate this journey of autism, because I've done that myself.
Okay.
And still doing.
Okay. Wow, that's a completely different path you have chosen now. Did you know about autism before? And how did you find out about Ronak?
Yes, I knew about autism before, because autism was one of the chapters in the medical books that I was studying.
So only in books you have...
Yes, and I remember when I was reading the definition of autism, just like other ailments, the first thing that came to my mind was it happens to other people. It doesn't happen to you.
Yeah.
But many years later, when autism hit home, my entire life changed. Nothing in my professional experience or even my personal experience had prepared me for what was going to come. The diagnosis of autism basically just changed the trajectory of my entire life and the life of my family. So that's how I ended up in this world.
Okay. So how did you find out about Ronak? Like, what changes did you observe in him that you thought that, he might be in autism spectrum?
Yeah. So Ronak he was my firstborn. So he was developing, all the milestones were going good. He was a very sweet baby, few episodes of crying incessantly, but otherwise he was running on his first birthday. So everything was going good. And then around 12, 13, 14 months of age, he started regressing in his development. The communication had gone down. He was not mimicking what I was doing, because I was used to that. Not gesturing, not pointing, not vocalizing, not mixing with other kids his age. So that really got me very nervous. So I went to the pediatrician to get him evaluated, and my pediatrician sent me home saying everything is good. You go back home. I went second time. I was sent back home again. Third time, I had to really pressurize him that something is off. As a parent, as a mom, you know something is off. You don't know the word for it. You just know something is off. So I kind of put my foot down. I'm like, you have to do something here. So he referred me to the Developmental Evaluation Center. That's where we had a battery of tests. And a couple of days later, I was given the diagnosis of autism for Ronny. He was a little less than 3 years of age at that time.
Oh, okay. So, how did life change after this diagnosis?
Everything changed after the diagnosis because it was a shock. Although I went to medical school and I should have dealt with this better, but I did not. I could not. The diagnosis of autism sometimes brings relief to some parents, but for me it was more questions and an unclear path forward. I didn't know what to make of it. I remember becoming completely numb when the diagnosis was given. I completely drew a blank, static. Disbelief, like, no, this couldn't be, it couldn't happen to my son. Then came anger, guilt.
But why guilt, Shagun?
For a second, you literally think twice, like, if I did something, if I did not do something that caused his autism and things like that. So it makes you really doubt and things like that. That's why I said the word guilt.
But how did you tell your family members about this diagnosis? Back in India as well, where you were living, how did you explain it to them?
That was the most difficult thing of everything. You are stuck understanding and accepting the diagnosis yourself. And then B, now you have to share it with your loved ones. My mom and dad, both of them were in India. One is English proficient, the other one was not. Yet I found no words that I could explain to them what that autism meant. Because they both were asking me, so what does it mean? We get it that your son has been diagnosed, but what does it mean? And I could not find the proper words at that point of time. I remember using words like, he's less than someone, or he is deficient in something, or he won't be able to do something, or he would be dependent on others for the rest of his life, because that was my limited knowledge at that point of time.
So you yourself had to learn a lot about this.
Yes. It's like, you were handed the path forward, and you are looking at a road which is dark and unclear, and you're supposed to follow that. Nobody gives you a manual like, this is how you raise a child with autism. It was absolutely unclear, and not what the script was in your mind.
And he's your firstborn, right?
He's my firstborn.
So you must have very classic idea of every parent, for that matter, has like a very classic idea of how your child is going to be.
Yes. So that was challenged big time. It was threatened. That idea was threatened. So it was very difficult. There was a roller coaster of emotions, basically. Up and down, grief, anger, sadness, and all that. So myriad of emotions.
Shagun, do tell us, what exactly is autism?
It's a neurobiological disorder where it affects the ability, a person's ability to communicate, to interact socially, and manage sensory differences.
Okay.
Now I know that's a heavy-duty textbook definition. If you ask me, I believe they are just wired differently.
Okay.
They live in this world and they experience this world in a different way. For example, their sense of safety can be different. They can be highly sensitive to certain pitches in their environment, sound, music, and things like that. Autism is also, it's an autism spectrum disorder. So remember, it's a spectrum where people are affected on different levels. It is not that one person will be affected by all of these things in the same proportion. You will find one person very verbal and very articulate, very intelligent, living his life completely well. But you will also find a person who is probably not able to do all of those things. So what the scientists did was they grouped them into 3 levels: level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 1 are the folks who require some supports. They are fairly independent in their lives, but they require some supports. Level 2 are the folks who require some more supports. And level 3 are the folks who require constant support. Ronny was diagnosed with level 2, level 3, where he requires constant vigilance and supervision for various reasons. This is as per the DSM-5, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual.
Okay.
The scientists have that journal.
So, Shagun, tell us, what is the exact root cause for autism? Why is it caused? How is it caused?
That's a good question. I wish I had an answer to that. So nobody knows the causation, the exact causation of autism. There's a lot of research going on. And it's been going on for many, many years now. So scientists are trying to find out. But there are a couple of things that the scientists have gotten close to. One of them is genetic role in the world of autism. Males have autism more than females.
Okay.
So they have been able to find, and plus if there is a genetic predisposition, now it doesn't have to be the immediate parent or the immediate uncle or aunt. It could be someone else in the family who might have autism and could have passed on that. And there could be environmental factors. Now again, we don't know. That is a very gray area. There are environmental factors that can cause that. My theory is there should be a predisposition, plus there is an environmental factor which kind of combines and then causes autism in a person.
But if you don't know the exact root cause of this problem, do we have any cure for this?
No, there is no cure for autism. But and I know I sit now after 24 years after Ronny's diagnosis. And having known him and having gone through this journey and everything, yes, it is very challenging. But if you understand what autism is, you take the good parts of that and you encourage them to be the best version of what they can be. Because we cannot go back and undo what has already happened. It has happened. This is how I am. Now I need to make this the best way I can be in this world. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
so tell us, what are some of the diagnostic tools used here in US today for autism, and what are the different types of therapies you were able to use for Ronak along this journey?
Okay. So the diagnosis of autism is extremely important. It is not something that you just draw the blood and you diagnose autism, or you observe someone for a few minutes or hours and then diagnose autism. It is a very elaborate and detailed method of offering that thorough psychological evaluation. It has to be done by a trained psychologist or a psychiatrist, not a regular pediatrician. They should be specially trained in this.
Okay.
And that is, again, it's a very detailed way of collecting observations of what the child is doing, how he does at home, how he does in school, what is his IQ score, how does he live in the community, how can he express himself. Like a lot of factors are taken into, and then a score is prepared, an adaptive score, and then the diagnosis is basically given and also grouped into what level, so that can decide what level of support that child might need. I think you asked what therapies I've given Ronak so far. Not given, but made it available for Ronak. So, I mean, we have pretty much done everything there was out there, because as parents, you want to do everything that is out there. So we have had him in speech therapy, occupation therapy, physical therapy, ABA therapy. I'll come to ABA in a second. horseback riding therapy, music therapy, we did stem cell therapy, we did hyperbaric oxygen chamber therapy, special diets, all of those. Each therapeutic intervention helped him in certain way, in a limited way. But then it boils down to what is the most evidence-based approach. And evidence-based again is a scientific. What do the scientists believe that is actually working with this child? So that would be ABA, Applied Behavioral Analysis, which basically targets how a problem can be solved. They basically deal with breaking an activity into small mini steps and helping that individual and incentivizing it. So it's methodical, it's scientific, it deals with skill acquisition, behavioral management. So this is very popular in the world of autism today. So we continue all those therapies for Ronak, and it's going good.
Thanks for sharing all these different types of therapies you just mentioned. But apart from all this is done on the side. Do the kids here in North Carolina especially have any support in school? And once they are out of the educational system as adults, do the adults get any special care? What do the adults do after that?
That's a very good question, and we get that question a lot. So in school, the children can receive an IEP, which stands for Individualized Education Program. It's basically a legal document written between the school and the parents, which targets the goals that the school will work with the child. So if the child is running behind in a certain goal, say in math or reading, or even a behavior goal, then those get talked about during a team. Parents are a major role players in the team, and the special education teacher, the therapist, never. So that IEP is a very important tool that is available to our kids, that supports their education and offering them different kinds of accommodations. So that's as far as the school is concerned. And when you mentioned about after the child exits school, and that's something that's very, very important. I would recommend everyone who is even in school now get in touch with their managed care organization, which is again, and if people reach out to me, I can explain to them what that is. But there are federally funded bodies that can help offer the children innovations waiver services in North Carolina, which is available to them for free, but it has a very long wait list. So I would encourage everyone to reach out so we can explain to them. If you have Medicaid, some services are available now, but if you don't, you have to wait a super long time to get those services. So usually those services come really handy when the child exits the high school.
Okay. So with Ronak, what all different types of therapies have worked for him?
I mean, all the therapies have done some limited work with him. For example, the occupation therapy has helped him manage his sensory acuity. He's very sensitive to high pitches in his environment, like babies crying, dogs barking. Sometimes even a small noise would really throw him off. So the occupation therapy or the occupation therapist would help prepare a sensory diet for the child, and so they did for Ronak, and just kind of helping them like, okay, this is what he can do to drown out that noise. So like heavy duty headphones, or going to a session where he's put in a certain swing to give him a vestibular input, which kind of stabilizes and optimizes the sensory system. So when a child is calm, now he can focus and learn. Because if the system is in a disarray and dysregulated, they cannot focus, and that is so important that the child has that. So just like that, different therapies like ABA therapy can teach him and other kids as well different ways to manage their emotions after identifying that, and like requesting different activities, making choices and stuff.
And all this also depends upon what type of spectrum he is on.
Yes,
right?
Yes, that is a very,
So
very
also
important.
likes and dislikes of
Right.
the person.
Right, because each child is different, each
Yes.
individual is different. So what might be a trigger for you might be something that calms me down. So it has to be carefully crafted, it has to be customized to what that person benefits from, and then given to them based on that.
Everything has to be, I think, fluid as well.
Yes.
To accommodate what type of like what are we dealing here?
Yes,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. And the goal is to make sure that they feel safe, they feel focused, so then they can focus on the things that they do. It's like wearing your you're wearing your glasses, so it helps you read clearly.
Yes.
It's just giving that extra accommodation to them, so now they can see the world in a more clear way.
So, Shagun, you said Ronak was diagnosed with a level 3 autism, which means he requires constant monitored support all the time. So, what all changes have you made in your house and also in your routine to make him more comfortable, more independent?
So after Ronak exited high school,
Mm-hmm.
usually when the kids exit high school, that structure falls apart. So I needed to create that structure for him in the house. And he's a home bug like I am. So he spends a lot of time in the house. I wanted to make sure that the house is well equipped to offer him what he needs as per his developmental needs. I created a space for him which is functional and helps him on a day-to-day basis. For example, using visuals, which is key for them to understand, okay, this happens, then that happens, creating schedules, creating checklists, so they know how the progression of time is going to be, because time is abstract. They don't understand the concept of time. I mean, you cannot say, I'll give you that in 5 minutes. I don't know what 5 minutes is. So you have to give them visuals. You have to give them something in written. I also created a space for him where he has place to go and sit and read his books. A place where he can go turn on the TV and listen to his music. He loves Bollywood music.
Wow.
Yeah. And he likes to play with cards. So he has space for that. If he's feeling overwhelmed, I gave him a space where he can go and use his headphones and listen to that music. We have a backyard where he can go and walk around and feel safe. I have cameras in the house, so I can keep an eye on him if I'm cooking downstairs, things like that. Just giving him those tools, what is required and what is more functional for him, what helps him, so he feels safe, and it's a purposeful space for him. Yeah.
So all these things you have done to make him feel more comfortable and at ease at home. So are there any things you follow to make him more independent in the house?
Yeah, I mean, he has chores to do in the house, just like we all have.
Wow.
So based on where he is able to go check the mail, do the trash, put the trash on the trash bins on the curb, do laundry, fold laundry and put it away, prepare simple meals, make his bed.
He can make meals?
Yes. He can make a sandwich, make some microwavable meals. Again, safety in mind. So he's growing small steps at a time. Because this house is like his mini haven. This is where he is going to be most of the time. So I want to use this as his place to learn a chore and then generalize it. One of the things with autism is they cannot generalize the skill elsewhere. So I remember when he started folding towels at home, and we did that a million times. I had to go ask a spa place if they can allow us to go fold towels for them. And now he's been doing that as well. Because for kids with autism, they need to generalize that skill. Because once I learn it in this environment, it's hard for me to take it and move it to another environment. So keeping on par with the chores, and also getting involved in the community and volunteering in the community places, that's big on my list.
And doing chores, I think, must give him good amount of confidence as well, right?
Absolutely. I always believe our kids need to be given choices, because if you don't have a choice and you just tell them do this, that doesn't mean much. And choices don't have to be big choices. Do you want to do this assignment sitting or standing. That is also a choice. And every time I exercise a choice, I feel confident. And that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So, talking more about independence, I know that he owns his own business, Ronnie's.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell us more about it.
So how it began was after again he exited high school. I was thinking, okay, what is next? Like, what should he do? And I kept on thinking, like, what is that one great strength that he has that I can, like, help him with? And I saw that he was very agile with his hands. He was always manipulating cards and doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I sat and we were playing with beads, and I helped him make a bracelet. And that was the beginning. What was a small play between us became the birth of his business, Ronnie's. So we started making bracelets, and he puts so much of hard work and focus into these bracelets. He takes really great pride, and lot of love goes into making each bracelet. And we both share that bond where we are making those bracelets. I help him following the sequence, and just like he takes great pride in that. And we have been very fortunate to find some community partners who help display and sell his bracelets. Like for example, Zab's Place have very graciously allowed that. We also go to community events and craft fairs to sell his bracelets. And what I love about going out in the community and sitting with him and just talking to people and everything is the pride that he has. When he sits there, he just shines through. He feels that this is one of his special creations that he can share with people.
Wow.
And I think it's a great reflection of his work, and I would support that 100%.
So, Shagun, what's next? What are you looking forward for him in future?
So obviously, Ronak is 26 now, and he's growing old. I'm growing old. I want to continue on this path of him being more and more independent each day, and acquiring more skills, more feather in his cap, and learning to develop different skills. For me, I know I have learned a lot from him. I want to continue advocating for him and also for other families. So that is as far as my next and present is. I want to share a breakthrough that we had some time back, if it's okay.
Yeah.
So Ronak has always had issues with his communication. His receptive communication has always been good, but expressive. Like, I don't know what he's trying to express, or what does he want to say. He's never been able to come and tell me, okay, mom, I want an ice cream, or I don't feel like doing that. So I've been starved of that information. So one of the things that I explored recently was a method called as S2C, spelling to communicate. And just a few sessions in, I realized that Ronak not only is able to share his views in proper, correct grammatical English. He can spell those words, but also connect those words and make beautiful poetry.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was amazing. Because I'm still in a state of shock from that. Just a few weeks back, he spelled a poetry. Now remember, Ronak is non-speaking and level 3 autistic, but he was able to spell a poetry. And if it's okay, I can share that with you.
Absolutely.
He spelled, tell me why birds don't cry, only living to sing and fly. I don't sing, yet I hold a song. Tell me what is going wrong. That was like, I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that is so beautiful and so expressive and so much deep. So I think this is only the beginning of the next chapter of our lives. He's in there. Is what I have realized, and I want to pull him out more. I want to give him a tool so he can express and talk more, and express and communicate.
So, Shagun, what do you think is the role of a family in dealing with autism?
That's a very important question. Thank you for asking that. Family is everything for everyone, more so for our kids with autism, because they need more love, more care, more acceptance. They need people who accept them unconditionally, and that is mostly what family does. For us specifically, I know Shubi, I want to talk a little bit about Shubi, who is Ronak's younger brother. He's 23 now. But when Shubi came in this world, he did not know Ronak was already there, and he was already diagnosed with autism. So he never saw a brother who was not autistic. He always had a brother who was autistic. He was a certain way, that which means he was not talking, he was not interacting, he was not doing the things, the neurotypical things that brothers do. So he came into this family with all that, but yet I think he has brought so much of grace, and he's been a pillar of strength for Ronak. He's been so kind, and has become a great mentor and a guide for Ronak. He's always watching out for him. He's assumed the role of an elder brother for Ronak.
Wow.
He's always reading books for him, taking him out for a walk, taking him out to the gym. He's actually fulfilled that role that Ronak so requires in this family. So I'm extremely blessed that I have two amazing sons, and Shubi, I could not have had a better brother for Ronak. So I'm very blessed.
Wrapping up our time, Shagun, to all our viewers today, to all the families who are dealing with autism today, what message would you like to give?
Everyone who is watching, I'm sure somebody knows someone with autism, or somebody is a parent or brother or sister to someone with autism. I want them to look at this individual without the layer of how they are behaving, how they are talking, what are they saying, what noises are they making. It's not in their control. There is a brain and body disconnect. I've learned about this recently. So don't judge them by how they behave. Accept them. This is not a disease that has to be cured. This is an individual, a beautiful, amazing, brilliant soul that needs to be accepted. And who better than us as a family and as a community member? And just accept them how they are, and just give them tools to better them. Like, for example, I just mentioned about the S2C thing. So giving them different modes of communication, so they can come out, they can talk and prosper, and just accept them. Especially a message to the families who think their kid might be on the spectrum. They are in that mindset. Don't waste another day. Reach out to me so I can connect you with the providers where you can get a diagnosis if the child is on the spectrum, because time is of essence here. So we don't want to waste time, and you will be sharing my information with the viewers
absolutely.
as well, so they can reach out to me, and I can definitely help them as much as I can navigate this journey.
Thank you so much, Shagun, for taking out time today, talking with us, sharing your journey, sharing Ronak's journey, and also guiding our viewers with so many different options you told us today. From all of us, all our viewers, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me and listening to our story, and thank you.